Hello and welcome to the Year of Shame 2023. And now, let's go balls deep and meet this week's presenters.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Year of Shame 11. Joining me this evening, the masturbator brewer from Wales, it's my mate Gav. Hello Gav.
How you doing, mate? You okay?
Not bad. What's been happening with you?
Not too much with me. It's half term here in Wales, so it's a fun and trying week for all involved.
And the reason that most of you are even listening, he's managed to pull himself away from Rocket League for, an hour to spend a little bit of time with us. It's Jayce Stokes. Hello Jayce, how you doing?
Hello, boys and girls. You can work out which one of you is boys and girls. Yeah, I listened to the previous show and I saw it as a call to action, a cry for help, if you will. So I'm here to rescue you all from yourselves.
Our
Couldn't
glorious leader is here.
Now, generally, I wasn't able to get on the first show because life gets in the way, and the strange times that Sai is available to record. I wasn't available myself, but now I'm back on the ship and we can crack on and make this what it needs to be.
Good to have you here back. Hopefully we'll get you on for the rest of them. Finally, we've got, well, we don't know. Is he a man or is he the predecessor to ChatGPT? We don't know because no one's ever fucking met him. It's Sai Stevens. Hello, Sai.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Is he the predecessor to ChatGPT? Oh, continue.
No one's met the guy.
No, I'm all a fucking figment of your imagination. I don't exist. You just think I am, so therefore I am.
Anyway, swiftly moving on. Before we get started into what we're doing, file progress and all that shit, thought we'd maybe just start off with a couple of the questions for the Facebook group. So kicking off right at the start, we've got Stuart Ramage, and he is asking if you could have any platform exclusive game from a platform that you don't own ported over to one that you do own, what game would it be? Gavin?
For me, mate, it's The Last of Us. I always quite like the look of that, and it is coming to PC next month. So after the year is over, I might find myself picking that up.
Joker?
I think the Joker's going to be otherwise spent on the new Jedi game.
I thought it was on GoldenEye, but there you go. We'll have to pass it across to Jayce and see you get the ultimate ruling on it. He makes all the rules here.
Don't make any rules, mate. Do you want my answer?
Yes.
Right. I would like, it's a bit convoluted, I would like to be able to use my Xbox with my PSVR plugged into it and play Half-Life Alyx, whatever it's called. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks like an absolute fantastic laugh, but I have no way affording or running probably a VR headset. Not a PC one anyway.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I've seen some jiggery pokery of people getting the PSVR run on PC, but I don't know if it actually fucking works or is decent.
They're all screaming themselves trying to get the PSVR 2 working on PC now, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks like a fucking nice bit of kit, man.
Definitely. Anyway, sorry, what about you? Oh.
Well, a little bit of jiggery pokery. You could get the what used to be the Meta Quest to work on your PC. It doesn't really need a lot other than a USB-C cable, and it's good to go. But the question, I'm a bit convoluted as well. I wouldn't want, you know what they just did with Atari and all the Atari classics? I want them to do that with the C64. So you can play like Manic Miner and Hungry Horace and all those crap games that just entertain us for hours and work it on a PC.
Me, because a lot of the games that I would pick would be PlayStation games and wanting to play them on the Xbox, but they're obviously bringing more and more over to PC now. So I think like the likes of the Last of Us, that's coming. Last of Us 2 will probably come. God of War, all that shit, all the good shit.
All the third-person bullshit games that you can get on PS. Brilliant. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's all right for the most part.
Who the fuck likes third-person games? Nobody likes third-person games. Stop pretending you like third-person games. Nobody likes it. All right.
Oh, the Division games are quite good.
I like them, but then I don't exist.
You are third person all the time.
But to give an actual answer on it, I'd quite like to see Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 from the Switch come across to Xbox, because I've got the first two, quite like them, and it'd be nice to round off the trilogy with it having to buy a fucking Switch.
Good question, though. Thanks, Stu. That was, or Stuart, sorry. That was an awesome question. I like that. All right, next question coming up from previous Euroshame Challenge host, Kath McCauley. She says that games are becoming more and more realistic with motion capture and voice acting and ray tracing and all that good, fantastic technology. Does having this level of detail make games more fun? What are you saying, Gav?
For me, it's a no. A game doesn't have to have all those things to be fun, and it's got to be fun underneath all that. Otherwise, all the polish with motion capture and ray tracing is not going to make a game more fun unless it's fun to begin with.
Yeah, I think I agree with Gav there. It's just the cherry on the top, all the polish and how it looks. The game I'm having the most fun with recently has been Peglin, and that's not exactly a graphical masterpiece, but like just the gameplay of it is amazing. So as long as the gameplay's there, whether that's story or if it's leaderboards or whatever, as long as it's got that just one more go element to it, I'm fully sold. What it looks like isn't really that important.
Yeah, everyone who knows me and has listened to me podcast before probably realizes that I am fully gameplay over all this stuff. I don't need a story. I don't need bells and whistles. I don't need ray tracing, although it does look cool. And that comes from playing games back in the day when you had nothing but gameplay. And we were looking at games that now look like an absolute bag of bollocks. And looking at squinting at the back of a cassette and thinking the graphics were amazing. I still don't care. Ross, I reckon you like them now. I reckon you like all the bells and whistles because you've probably got a fancy PC to play it all.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I do. I love all the sort of little attention to detail bits that they put in game. Stuff like you can see the individual hair strands flowing and all that shit. Nice lip syncing and the cutscenes and stuff. But overall, it is about gameplay. Like I could happily fucking play Streets of Rage until the day I die, and just love it. Whereas something, I don't know, something shiny, it looks good, but it can obviously play like a bag of shit. So yeah, I think it's 4 for 4 on the gameplay beats niceness.
I think everyone deep down probably thinks that same thing, but new technology brought into games is always fantastic. You know, the first time I think I played PSVR and played that Astrobot thing, it's worlds away from anything else, and it's like, well, the first time you play it, you're like, this is what games all about. It does help that thing is a damn load of fun as well, and it's not just all the bells and whistles. But if people can start combining the power of the current gen consoles with new and exciting ways to play games, then that's got to be the sweet spot.
So, but before moving on, Jayce, you were obviously missing from the first episode. So, would you like to give our glorious fans a little rundown of, why you're doing Year of Shame, and more importantly, why you're doing it again? What possessed you to put yourself through this twice?
I think you'll find this is number 3, Mr. Grieve.
Fuck, sorry. Yeah, so it is.
Well, yeah, some people will probably say I'm a bit insane for doing this 3 times, but the previous 2 times I had a great load of fun podcasting with some people that I hadn't spent a lot of time with, and having that chance to bond over something so stupid. Before this year started, like during 2022, I made a comment to somebody that I think it might have been Dave or somebody that was on the last one, that it's a good job you're not doing it next year, because next year is probably going to be another golden age, because we've gone through that COVID stuff now. Things coming out of that, the development cycles are back on track. The new consoles have bedded in a bit, and we're starting to see some good stuff come out. And so many things that were delayed from 21 and 22 have slipped into 23, meaning that I think it's going to be, as I say, like a golden age. Shortly after that, those guys were looking for somebody to join in for this year, and I thought, well, I still need to play some of the games that I didn't finish the last 2 times, so fuck it, let's get in, let's fucking do some of this. So the idea was for me to come in, Obviously, not buy any of the new games because that's the core principle of what we're doing. But use it again as a bit of an intervention to say, right, stop playing 2,500 hours of Rocket League a week and finish some fucking games. Most people know that I don't finish games. I fucking love games. I get really into games. I don't finish them. Recent examples are Halo Infinite. Was looking forward to it for ages. Got mad into it. Didn't sleep for a while playing that game. Didn't finish it. Didn't finish the story. Elden Ring. Played loads into that. The first time I played a FromSoft game. And didn't finish that. I don't finish games. I've got GTA 5 that's been out for about 400 years. Not finished the main story.
How many copies? How many platforms you got that on though?
I don't need it on one. It's been out on 700 platforms. But yeah,
I think ultimately you just wanted to be the top of that leaderboard. How many times you've done You're a Shame?
I heard
That's
Dave say this on one of the previous show podcasts, and I thought, oh, now you've said it, then yes, I am probably going to be the top man. So I'll see who wants to come back, and so I'll probably do it next year now, just to take the title.
Even if we come back, it'll only be a tie. We'll have to do it again.
Do 3 years in a row, so you don't need new games.
No, of course not.
So I'm here, and I'm going to set myself some rules. I am not going to buy anything off or install anything off Game Pass that came out this year in 2023. I've got plenty of other stuff in my library. No new purchases, obviously through this year. I'm going to try and stay away from a Joker, but there could be a couple of things that are going to tempt me. We'll see. Obviously, no gifts and all that bollocks because nobody likes me anyway. There you go. Rules done.
You just go into your Game Pass. Have you locked down your Game Pass from like the 31st of December, or is it that as long as it's not added to Game Pass this year, you can play it? So let's say it's released last year, but it doesn't go into Game Pass till next month. Is that off the table, or because it was released
It's off the
last year,
table because it's not out on Game Pass yet. So anything that wasn't in my library as of that the 1st of Jan this year, I'm not going to be doing. I presume that's a way that people can catch me out because I'll accidentally press something, and that's fine. And if another Paw Patrol game comes out and my daughter wants to play it, unlucky it's getting installed.
But what, Jayce, what if you've got like a game cartridge from like years and years ago, and then it's remastered? Would you then buy it? That's the question that everyone wants to know after the first episode.
What are you chuntering on about, Si?
I think it's a nod in my direction here in terms of GoldenEye.
I heard that bollocks. Yeah, I wish I was shouting at the living podcast. I really was.
My argument is twofold. Firstly, I've already got it on the N64, and it's surely just Tuesday's justification on last year was just playing on another format. But I've also got Rare Replay that I own. So surely that it's part of that, and when I click it on Game Pass, it comes up as owned.
I think you should only be able to play it if you plug in a shitty N64 controller.
I do have the N64 in the corner of the TV, actually.
But there you go. You can play it. All original, shitty controller. Nobody ever liked. Enjoy.
no achievements. Did you like GoldenEye the first time round, Jayce?
See, I only played GoldenEye for a little bit when we were in Kosovo, Bosnia, I think we were in. No, yeah, we're in Bosnia. And one of the lads brought his N64 out after he went on leave. So that's the only time I really played any GoldenEye. We played it quite a lot during that 6 months. But I wasn't that enamored with it, to be honest. But at the end of the day, Gav, you do what the fuck you want. Don't listen to me. I'm nobody.
You're the boss. You're the leader.
I ain't no leader of fuck all.
I don't know. I just feel that you'll be the one to call it any bullshit. I spent the last year telling fucking Dave Southall to play what the fuck he wanted. So I'm probably not the best judge of any fucking rules.
If I could be asked, I'd really start looking into people's accounts and stuff, but I really don't care. But hopefully, one of the 3 listeners out there is really a bit anal about it and goes checking everyone's accounts.
We've gone up to 3 listeners.
I've downloaded it twice.
Yeah, okay. I think what's going to happen with me and GoldenEye is I'll probably get distracted by something else next month, and sort of it'll go out and people won't be playing it. So
This is the way.
yeah.
So, right, should we talk about some progress then? Because personally, I haven't made any progress whatsoever, so my section is really easy. I have been doing Euroshame. I haven't been buying anything. I haven't been looking at anything. But I also haven't played any other games other than Rocket League and Pokemon Go. So over to you, Mr. Grieve, with your progress.
Thank you. Not a great deal to report, to be honest. A lot of my time has been spent with that Gunfire Reborn.
So what a game! That thing is super replayable.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I'll just have one more shot, and then before you know it, it's fucking 1:05 in the morning. You're like, fuck, I've got work in 4 hours, 5 hours.
We need to co-op that thing.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we done, I think yesterday we've got the first sort of full run, like all 4 stages, upwards of like level 120 now. So everything's just kind of fucking melting on the easy or sort of normal difficulty. Damage numbers at the end, it was something like 40 million for the run. I'm loving that shit. And it's put my achievements at me like sweeties. But yeah, still got ways to go with it. Like, I want to go through all the difficulties, and then I'm eyeing up those achievements for clearing it in 30 minutes, which may be doable and normal. I'm not so sure about the harder difficulties, but I will get there. I don't like having games with half finished gamer score on them, especially when it's fucking Gunfire Reborn and it's pushing fucking odd numbered achievement points. I hate that.
He's ranting, boys. Someone pull him back.
Sorry. Other than that, I went back to Guardians of the Galaxy through Game Pass. That's quite good. Like it. Plenty to go. Think it could have worked quite well if it was a co-op shooter, but is what it is. Decent story, and I heard a rumour that it was being removed from Game Pass early March. I think that's the sort of year point where it's been on the service. So I want to get that rinsed and out the way before it gets taken off me. And the only other thing I've really been playing was Shenmue 3, and that's been very much a case of fucking rose tinted specs. I mean, bearing in mind Shenmue 2, I think is coming 20 years old. So I played it when it originally sort of came out, loved it. Put in Shenmue 3, it looks the same, it plays the same, and it's just quite shit, to be honest. To the point I'm thinking about sacking it off and just watching the cutscenes to get the story. But yeah, that's pretty much my progress.
The old nostalgia trap. That's the one. The nostalgia trap that drags you in, and then you realise that games were actually shit back in the day. Good
Yeah, I mean,
times.
it's the first and only game I've ever really modded on PC. Some guy basically put together like better camera angles and all that to try and make the fighting better, but it's still fucking shit. I don't know. Thinking back, I don't know how I spent fucking hours upon hours driving a forklift to make some money, so you could go put it in a wee fucking pinball machine to get what they called keychain things.
He's ranting again. Another Ross rant.
Anyway, what about you, Gav?
For me, Matt, I've ticked one off. I've finished the Halo Infinite co-op campaign I was playing with Dave and another mate Gaz. Done all that, done all the story, done the side missions, collected everything I think we need to do on it. We've then started up one that was on the list we wanted to get done, which is Dying Light 2. Or rather, we tried to start it, but I don't know if you guys have played this. It has the longest introduction to a point where you can then start the multiplayer I think I've ever seen. It's up around 50 minutes at this point to play in. So we'd all pick this up and thought, oh, we can start this straight away, but no. The game says no. Other than that, the ones I've got ongoing, Far Cry 5 is still ongoing with Dave. We just can't find any time to play that. Played a little bit of more of Cyberpunk, and I was really wanting to get into that this year, but it's given the content, it's hard to find time to play it with kids in the house because you can't have kids around when you're playing that. And the other ones I've been playing is the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I finished the first season pass, and the one thing I said I'd done on the other game last podcast was I managed to earn enough COD points in the first season pass to get the next season pass. But I think there's only about 3.5 weeks left of this season, so I probably won't be able to get the next season pass because I'm not buying it. The other one I was playing was Forza Horizon. I was playing the Hot Wheels expansion to that because I'd bought that back before Christmas. and never really played too much of it. And the other thing that I just started earlier today was a PC game called Tiny Combat Arena, which is like sort of an arcadey flight shooter. It looks a bit like one of the old sort of micropose games you used to see on the sort of Amiga and Ataris. But yes, that's all I've been playing at the minute, but all those are ongoing.
Was that last one a Dave purchase? That sounds like a Dave thing that I fucking bought in.
It does sound like a Dave thing, but actually, to be fair to him, it wasn't. It was one that popped up on a social media ad I saw on Facebook. It bugged me because it really did look a good sort of old school style arcade shooter, and it looked really good fun. And I dumped an hour over it, and just before Christmas, I saw it in the in an offer on the Steam sale, so I buckled and bought it, thinking I would probably get to it at some point this year.
Nice to see someone's making progress. I look forward to making very little progress next time. Si, without drawing into a spreadsheet for 6 hours, what you got in terms of progress?
It's actually been a quiet month for me. I sunk a lot of time into Cult of Lamb. Completed that one, got that one ditched off. Quite loved that. Really gripped me. Just messing around with followers and shit. Then I played it was a game that I picked up years and years ago, Hue, the one with the little colour wheel, and you change the background of the colour to solve puzzles. That was another 3 or 4 hours just spent. Got that one cleared off the pile. And then I went back to Command and Conquer Red Alert 3, just because of the whole Tim Curry VMF scenes. Always makes me smile with seeing some of them. Tried a couple of others. I tried one of the old Dave games, Round Guard. Just couldn't get into that at all, so that got ditched off after 2 or 3 attempts of trying to get into it. It didn't hold a candle to Peglin, and it was pretty much the same sort of game. Ditched off Pizza Connection 3, which is as bad as it fucking sounds. And not on the list, but I sunk a fair amount of time into WWE Supercard on the phone. Spent a bit of time with Peglin, and that fucking mouse dragged me back in for another month on Disney Dreamlight.
You fucking what now?
What part? Disney Dreamlight. It's kind of like if...
You fucking 9?
Yes, I fucking love that game. It's just so relaxing. I don't mind going around picking flowers and shit and dressing up Mickey in different fucking outfits and all of that shit. It's a nice little relaxing, chilled out, no shooting in the face thing, but yeah, it's a bit of a time
You
sink.
sound like one of these Animal Crossing nerds right now.
See, I've never fucking liked Animal Crossing. I couldn't get into
And
Animal
sounds
Crossing.
right up your street if you like dressing Mickey Mouse in a new bloody t-shirt. Well, that's enough talk about dressing up mice. Thank you very much, Mr. Stevens. We'll have no more of that for the rest of this podcast. Mr. Host, Mr. Grieve, what's next on the list?
We have a question from one of last year's hosts, and yeah, Matthew Moore. He asks anal. That I'm not sure if that's a proposition or I really don't know. I'm going to pass to Jayce to answer this one first.
Ah, you passed to the expert. Yes, the answer's always yes, and that's it. That's all you need to know.
Not without dinner first.
You're very demanding.
Is that like yes to both giving and receiving?
Whatever, mate. Whatever floats your boat. It's fine. When in Rome,
Or was it peggling?
Si's learn all about Peglin. We don't need to get his answer, do we? If I was start talking about Peglin Mickey Mouse again.
Will we do another question before we move on?
As long as it's not that wank one from Stu.
That's a question. Just answer it. Be done. Favorite band? Go.
For me, it's the Manic Street Preachers. Presumably Si like someone from the Disney scene for the last movie, did he?
Not fucking Moana. Hang on. Pause that train of thought. Have we lost Si?
Oh, I'm back.
There we go. So, I guess, Si, do you like anal, and who's your favourite band?
No, anal, not without 50p. And favourite band, let's go. Oh, there's so many. Let's go with Green Day.
I can't even remember if I said anything. So I'll say Foo Fighters and move on. Stokes has already decided he hates the fucking question, so that'll be that.
Prodigy, there you go. Right, move on. Right, that's enough questions for a minute. Let's get back to some real content. What have we missed this month? So obviously there's going to be some games coming out that are going to make us cry. Let's have a look at the recent ones that we can't get and see if they're going to make us cry. Forspoken come out. That was supposed to be a big one on the PS5. Anyone bothered?
Nah.
Hi-Fi Rush. I know Gav was crying about this one.
Yeah, that looks pretty shit hot, to be honest. It's been getting fucking smashing the reviews as well. But it'll still be there in a year's time. It's an Xbox owned property, so it'll still be on Game Pass.
That's good news. I like that. Dead Space has had a bit of a remaster or something. This is a game that I've always wanted to try and play, but never actually got around to even bothering. So I don't care about the remaster because I can still enjoy it for the first time on the old ones. Yes, it is in my library.
Yeah, I've got Dead Space 2 still to play. Played the first one, really good. I will pick up the remake in, I don't know, a year down the line, 2 years. I'll get to it at some point. What else have we got? Deliver Us Mars. I think that's a sequel to Deliver Us the Moon, or Deliver Us.
Deliveroo doesn't go to Mars. I've tried. Is that Returnal come out on the PC? That was supposed to
Yes.
be good. People like that, don't they? Obviously, nobody's crying about it because nobody's actually said anything.
Yeah.
Wild Hearts, what's that? Never heard of it.
It's some EA thing. There's a 10-hour trial on Game Pass for it.
If it's EA, it'll probably be full of microtransactions, so that can jog on. I've seen a few things about this Atomic Heart. This looks like it might be a laugh, although apparently it's a bag of old tits.
Yeah.
And it needs sorting out, like most games that come out now.
At time of release, we're, 5-6 patches in, it's still fucking broken to the point you
Beautiful.
can't progress the game. So yeah, maybe in 12 months it'll be fixed and actually playable.
It's the tradition with all big games now. They come out and they're a sack of wank, so that's fine. Blood Bowl 3, nobody's got time to play that. Absolutely not. Anyone got time to play that?
Not my thing at all.
Nah, it's not really mine.
Si's probably got a blooming spreadsheet about it.
I said I'm far too busy crafting clothes for Mickey.
Of course you are. And the last one on this little list, but by no means the last one that's been out, is Octopath Traveler 2.
Switch exclusive.
Ugh.
I think it might be PC. I don't know. Either way, it's skipping Xbox, which is a load of fucking bullshit. Seeing as it was on the first one was here, but
Was that the like 16-bit blooming RPG running across different screens one? Was that Octopath Traveler? Pretty sure I played about 20 minutes of that, the first one.
that sounds about right.
Anyway, nobody's crying about games too much. It's the first couple of shows. We don't cry yet. We're still playing the piles.
To be honest, I think the only game, and obviously missed it off that list, the only one that kind of had me hovering over that sort of Joker button was the Hogwarts thing. Was it Hogwarts Legacy? That's been pretty much the first big release that's had like multiple people talking about it, so you're getting that level of FOMO. But I'll be fine. I'll be there in 12 months.
It'll be about half the price in 12 months' time as well.
The release lists are looking massive, but a lot of them are just being ported over to like PSVR 2 and stuff. A lot of stuff that's been out in different formats before, so nothing really to cry about. Upcoming, we obviously got Destiny 2 Lightfall. I had a dabbling back with Destiny back end of last year, and it was all right for a bit, and then I fucked it off again because it just takes up your entire existence. What is coming up in March? So I'm going to have a quick look ahead to March on this list that I've got and see if anything is looking crazy. There's another Bayonetta game coming out apparently on the Switch. Nobody's got a Switch. Nobody cares. Resident Evil 4 remake. Does anybody want
Again,
that?
fuck off.
No, they don't. Last of Us Part 1 on the PC. Oh dear, Ross. This is what you asked for.
No, this was me, mate. I was.
Was it you or was it Gav? Sorry.
Yeah, I had a bit of hankering for that, but it'll be there next year.
It's scary when you scroll a bit further down that page. But yeah, so far we're all hovering away from the buy buttons. All still pretty happy, yeah.
I think until we get to the sort of big hitters that are going to be in Game Pass, I'll be fine.
It's the ones that sneak in. They're the
Yeah.
bastard ones. The ones that sneak under the radar and you're like, oh, that's on Game Pass, is it?
Yeah, the one who looks at we go to one of the conferences is look at this game, look how amazing. Do you remember you loved it? Oh, and it's released in 2 hours' time.
Yeah, well, that's what they've done with fucking Hi-Fi Rush. It was like, here it is. Oh, it's available, and then everybody was downloading it. I was like,
Be honest, I honestly thought I would struggle more with Hogwarts. I really fancied that before we started this, and it was even the one that I mentioned when we were talking about what were possible Jokers before we even started this year. And it's just that everyone wants to be a fucking wizard.
I'm not a wizard, Hagrid.
Harry, you are a wizard.
Listen here, Hagrid, you fat oaf. I'm not a fucking wizard.
It's kind of put me off that everyone wants to be a wizard and everyone's playing it and everyone's uploading. Look at this really cool bit. Look at this really cool bit. I've seen all the fucking cool bits by the time I get to play this now because everyone's posted it to fucking Facebook.
And it's a bit ranty, this podcast, isn't it? I think after that bit, we're going to some more questions. Gav, do you want to read out this next question from Dave?
Yeah, we've got a question here from Dave Southall. If you had £1,000 you had to spend in the next 5 minutes, how would you do it? If you don't spend the full amount, you lose it. You cannot add to this amount. Well, presumably it doesn't include an EA microtransaction game, which would probably take it in about 3 minutes. For me, I think it would probably be some sort of VR headset for the PC, and probably anything left would be to buy a new monitor, though, because I would inevitably smash my current monitor when I was playing the VR.
Or within that 5 minute window that Dave's given you. Done well.
Oh, probably, yes.
I got a nice simple one. It normally costs him 50p. He needs the money with the amount of lack of money saving he made at the end of the last show. Pay Matthew Moore £1,000 for anal.
Okay. We went there. Ross?
I mean, I'll keep it classy, and I'll just get myself a new another OLED. Maybe a smaller one. I don't know. It'd be nice to have the 32. What about you, Jayce?
If I had £1,000 right now, I would probably spend it on approximately 6 litres of Brexit fuel, because that's probably how much I'd get at the moment. The Tories. Continue.
Bastards. Kev Atkinson asks, who is going to break first and buy a game? Me, probably. I'm not even going to try and argue that. I do reckon I'll probably be the first to crumble, but you never know. Hang in tight.
I don't know, mate. I think if we wind you up enough, you'll get super into it and just sway yourself off properly. I know what you're like. You're like me with a challenge. You're like, no.
Yeah, show me a leaderboard and I want to be on top, and then you come along and piss on my fucking chips. Usually pinball.
Oh, actually, talking about pinball, a game that I'm missing that I heard Dave talking about. Was it Dave? About the sequel to Demon's Edge, whatever it's called.
Tilt. Demon Tilt.
Demon Tilt, yeah. Bastard. That made me cry. Anyway, yeah, it probably is going to be you, Ross, but I will try my best to keep you motivated and keep you away from the evil buy button. You reckon, Gav, you're gonna spunk on something first?
All I would say, mate, is that the possibility of me getting too pissed while playing something and then buying something inadvertently whilst forgetting that I'm doing you the shame is an ever real prospect that could occur at any moment. So I'm not ruling myself out of that.
Technically, boys, you've only got to last till May, because I've already said I'm splurging my Joker on my daughter for a House Flipper too. So as long as you make it to May, you're not going to be the first.
Fucking air quotes, daughter. Okay. Right, next question. Kath McCall has got another question. Who allowed us to have 2 questions? Is she allowed? Previous host, I'll let her off. Bonus question, she says, someone has put you in charge of EGX this year. What past, present or future games would you have there and why?
Is that presuming that EGX takes place and they are having games there?
Well, they don't really do games, do they, anymore? I thought it was just about buying shit t-shirts or something.
Sitting in the atrium. Although no, it's moved again, isn't it? It's back down and
No, you can still sit in the atrium. You won't be any less games being played than there was anyway.
For me, I think there'd have to be a mandatory retro section in there, in that kids would not be allowed to play current games until they'd gone back and played a certain selection of retro games to appreciate how good they've got it with new games.
Yeah, it's like, welcome in, children. First, you've got to complete at least 2 levels of Donkey Kong, and then you've got to complete a couple of missions on Star Fox, and then you've got to find one of the secret warps on Mario 3, and then you can play something else.
Nah, fuck that shit. They can't play any games until they sit through 15 minutes of a C64 loading screen, only for the last bit of data to be missing, so they have to start again. Then they can play fucking games.
Oh, someone's bitter. It's a fair point, though. They don't know. They're born, do they? You sound like a very old man now. Get off my lawn. If someone put me in charge, I would have to fuck all the games off and fill the place with pinball machines because pinball is ace.
Fucking years since I've played actual pinball.
Nothing makes you swear quite so much as the obvious magnets that let your ball go down the middle every time. Bastards. Ah, nostalgia. We love it. Thanks, Kath. Another good question. Right. I'm going to read the next one. Strange little man by the name of Dave Packer has asked us a question, and he obviously doesn't know anything about the hosts because he says, "Are you planning to physically meet each other this year? What distance do you all live from each other?" Well, we have quite a spread because I live right in the middle of the country, sensible, where there's lots of things to do. Gav lives over where there's mountains and sheep. That's fine. Ross lives in a sensible-ish part of Scotland, I think. And then Cy lives basically on the fucking moon. So no, I don't think we will be meeting up.
There's 2 fucking chances.
I'll still be fucking trying to get a boat and being late if we do.
Sai lives in the cloud.
There were some mutterings of an MLG meetup at some point, but no doubt if that does take place, I'm sure we can all tack onto that. Or
It's almost certainly going to happen this year that the community meets up. I was talking about trying to arrange something, but I've got so many other things with weddings and tournaments and other things to arrange this year. I'm not going to get around to it, but hopefully, I know there's some conversations going on. I've seen some chat groups talking about it, so fingers crossed we do have a chance to meet up. We won't hold out for Cy though.
We can do video calls, can't we? No, we can't do that.
You can't do a fucking podcast call, never mind a video call.
Our final question for this show comes from Mark Monaghan. And he says, since Atomic Heart is currently a buggy, unplayable, blah, 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 what other games do you hope that launch buggy as fuck so you're not tempted to play them?
Fucking all of them.
Yeah, pretty much. If everyone keeps releasing a broken mess, then you're not going to have that fucking fear of missing it. But then, by all accounts, Harry Potter thing, that launched quite well, I think.
I'm hoping that House Flipper 2 comes out and is an absolute fucking shit show, just to wind Cy's daughter up and fucking make his life a misery. Andy spunks his Joker on it. Yes, please.
Oh no, he's got to play his cell anyway.
I did buy House Flipper for myself, and then she just took it over, and I never really went back to it. And it's one of those ones that I bought, played 20 minutes of, and then there was just lots of other shiny stuff that
I played the shit out of House Flipper. I mean, I got the full gamer score at it, obviously. I found it quite therapeutic. If only fucking wallpapering in real life was that easy. Look, click, done, and it was always perfect.
I think one of the comments from the community was that was there going to be the opportunity for us to play a game together via multiplayer this year, which is likely to be have some challenges to it, but I think it's potentially doable. What do you think, guys?
By challenges, you mean Cy, obviously. Do you reckon, Cy, can you get with the real world for a little while? Play some games with us?
my internet's like pretty fucking shocking. So if you tell me like now what we're thinking of planning, I could probably get it ready for about November.
I'll get Ross to download it on the fucking hard drive and post it to you.
I mean, there is a point here. I mean, Sai's been saying he's got to be joining Gears 5 for about fucking 5 years at this point, and we're still waiting.
I'll tell you a game that is on my PC already and is probably going to be perfect for us and we can get the community on is
If you say fucking Disney anything, you're in fucking trouble.
no fucking mouse is involved. Fucking Fall Guys. Wipeout for the new generation.
You just said Wipeout, and I was like, what the fuck has Fall Guys got to do with racing ships around a fucking track?
Wipe out for the fucking 10-year-olds.
Yeah, the wrong fucking Wipeout. Not our type of Wipeout, but fucking big red bouncy ball Wipeout.
Oh, that's a TV thing. I understand.
Yes.
I don't do that shit.
Lots of people getting hit in the face with balls.
That's my kind of game. What we'll do, we'll have a discussion about that. We'll see what's available, and certainly, Ross and I have certainly played games before, and with Gav. So even if we can't get all of us there, some of us will play something. So if you've got suggestions for things that we should already have from Game Pass previously or from Steam previously that may be in the library, give us a shout. Suggest some things, and we'll get onto it. Obviously, suggest Rocket League because there's a lot trying to get out of it.
I dare say you can probably come up with some fucking leaderboard madness as well and something, Jayce. That's right up your alley.
That's got to happen. We do love a bit of leaderboards, and although unfortunately Demon's Tilt is not on the Game Pass anymore, I'm sure I can find something for you to beat me on, Ross. Right, so yeah, we'll get back into what we're going to play together, and we'll try and update you. Obviously, get your ideas in for anything that we could play. I think that's probably all we're going to do for today, boys. I'm glad to be on board. I've really enjoyed having a little chit chat, and we can have lots more of these coming up. I don't think we're going to manage every month because we're all pretty useless, but we will do as many as we can, and we'll probably think of some features and things to throw in when we actually knuckle down and get into this properly. But yeah, until next time, it's a goodbye from me and all these lot. You want to shout a goodbye?
Bye.
Bye.
The podcast is available from all the usual podcast services. Ideally, you want to look on something like Spotify and put in the Year of Shame challenge. There's a Facebook group, Year of Shame. There's a YouTube, MLG YOS. There is all sorts of things. Just look for Year of Shame. You'll find us. All right. I'm not reading out all these domestics. Fade the music in, Mr. Editor.
Well, this is the end. We hope you enjoyed the show. And if you didn't, tough titties.